Okay.
Did you recognize someone, Mr. President?
I would like to be recognized, President Yi.
Okay.
Is this how we're starting today, y'all?
Director Gonzalez.
This is how we're starting,
I
President?
move adoption of the resolution.
Is there a second?
Yes, I second the motion.
So the motion has been moved and seconded. Now that a motion is on the floor, allow me to speak briefly regarding.
Wait,
tonight's
when do I
plan.
get to be recognized? Point of clarification, I'm waiting to be recognized. Can we get a ruling from the parliamentarian? Because if it's not up to the president just to choose who he recognizes and who he doesn't.
Well, may I recommend that board members follow the protocol. Every board member follows the protocol and ask to be recognized by the chair before speaking.
So President Yi, I'm asking to be recognized.
I recognize you, Director Hutchinson.
Thank you. So I would like to move that we postpone this resolution until the date certain, the first board meeting of January 23. So we let the voters decide instead of this lame duck school board. So we know we don't have declining enrollment because enrollment in the 12 to 13 school year was 36,368 students. In 2019-20, the enrollment was 36,110 students for a drop of 258 students over a 7-year period. That's not a declining enrollment district. And you know where I got those numbers from? Page 4 of the PowerPoint presentation for tonight. We also are not in financial crisis. We ended the 2021 school year with a $43.9 million one-year budget surplus, an ending fund balance of $113 million, and a reserve of almost 9%, which is 4 times the legal requirement. And again, all of those numbers come from the official SACS reports from the closing of the books, the official OUSD budget numbers that we submit to the state. So I start to wonder if we don't have declining enrollment, even though that's a false narrative that people create, and we're not in financial crisis, which is a false narrative that people like to create, why have 5 school board directors elected Director Yi president, voted to direct the superintendent to create a list of schools for us to close, and plan to have that final vote tonight? What emergency has happened over the last month that means we need to put aside all of the work that we were doing and immediately stop everything to devastate our community by threatening them with school closures?
I agree with Director Hutchinson that now is not the time to be having this conversation. Now is not the time to have a vote. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. And after hearing what he just talked about, what is urgent to close down schools that you serve? Instead of investing time to close down schools that serve majority Black and Brown students, invest your time as a district to build community and to empower students to lead school improvement campaigns, because that's what we should be doing. This is a school district and not a business. So don't treat our young people as if, you know, they are nothing to you, because again, this is who you're serving.
Thank you.
Okay. Director Williams, do you have any comment?
Thank you, President Yi. Yes, just want to share. I think that this is an appropriate proposal. I think what we really need is an opportunity to look at a sustainable community schools model. I'm very disappointed that we have rushed to this particular moment. The information was faulty, it was unreliable. It was produced by some consultants who were not even had conversations with the school staff and school community and students.
Director Gonzalez.
Thank you, President Yi. I will not vote to postpone this vote. I know some people are experiencing this process as rushed. In my opinion, this process is 20 years overdue. Long before any of us were on the board, around the year 2000, the board started to approve charter schools, and they had no plan for how they were going to reconcile the impact that that was going to have on the district's enrollment and the district's financial health. And it shows. We have twice as many schools as a district of our size would normally have. And it's taxing everything from our facilities to our inability to offer attractive pay. And that's why we have so many vacancies in the middle of the school year. So no, I will not be voting to postpone. And this is not even going to get us to the fiscally healthy place that we need to be. It is simply taking one step to make progress to having a more fiscally healthy district where we can adequately staff and pay our staff in our schools.
Nobody would be doing this to our school communities if we didn't feel like it was absolutely necessary. Because I hear the pain, I hear the anguish that people are feeling through this process, and I would absolutely not be participating in it if I didn't think it was going to end up for the financial betterment of the whole district, for the educational betterment of the whole district. But when you go to schools, you hear people saying they don't have enough support. See vacant positions. We have trouble hiring for many positions because we pay so low compared to other districts. That's a financial crisis. We see insufficient maintenance, insufficient repair at our campuses. That's a financial crisis. So there is a financial crisis in OUSD, and we do need to get more resources to each site. I wish we could postpone this. I do feel like the process has been rushed, but I do see the urgency of needing to do it at this time. So I won't be voting to postpone.
Yes, on the motion, on the procedural motion to postpone to a time certain, having been stated to be in January 23, which specifically would be January 3rd, given that the inauguration of the new board would be on January 4th. That is in essence what Director Hutchinson has proposed. On the motion, Student Director Powell.
Yes.
Student Director Gallegos.
Yes.
Director Ng.
No.
Director Williams.
Yes.
Director Hutchinson.
Yes.
Director Gonzalez.
No.
Director Thompson.
No.
Vice President Davis.
No,
I'm sorry, you said no?
that's correct. No.
President Yi.
No.
The motion to postpone is not agreed to. The main motion is now before the board.
Arista?
Hello. My name is Ishela Rista. I'm in 11th grade and I attend Oakland High School. I'm part of the Youth Organizing Council and a youth organizer of Kids First. I'm in opposition of school closures and consolidations because of the numerous negative impacts that they'll have not only on students, but everyone in each student's lives, their families, the people who have to take them to farther schools, the teachers with too many students to give them the attention we need to thrive, not to mention so many single parents and parents who work multiple jobs, the fact that students will have to experience a stressful and abrupt transition to a completely new environment, all in the midst of an ongoing pandemic. Every part of the process of school closures brings a different form of stress that will impact students' ability to learn and succeed in school and in the future. And because we are the future, how will our communities look when there's a whole generation of students who are struggling in school because of the decision to close schools with the highest need students? Thank you.
Next student speaker is Irene Holmes Peer.
Hi, my name is Brittany Pierre, and I used to go to Howard Elementary School in Oakland, California. And my teacher's name was Miss Freeman, and we used to stay in the class from the back door. And I don't like it that you guys are closing down every school like Brookfield and all of that. And it's really not fair to everybody. And if you guys are going to use the money for yourselves, it wouldn't be fair that you guys do that, because it's like you don't want to close the school down because it just doesn't make any sense for you guys to close the school down. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Kyoko, and I go to La Escuelita Middle School. And in my opinion, I think we shouldn't close it. And besides, they don't have a good reason to close it. I've been going there for my whole life, and a good school. I just personally think they shouldn't close it because they don't have a good reason. And it's also really easy for people to put their child there because it's probably like near their home and it's easy to pick them up and it's probably like around their home, which is easy to put.
Hi, my name is Jelani Smith. I go to Parker Elementary / Middle School. I'm in the 7th grade. And I feel like you should not close down Parker because that school been up for 100 years now. And we've been going to that school my whole life since I've been in 2nd grade. And that school is a good school and it teaches very good. We have very good teachers there and it's in a nice environment. We need our education just like how everybody else had their education. It's not right for our schools to get closed down while y'all keeping all the other schools. And we need an education more like how they're getting their education, and we need good paying jobs just like you guys.
Hi, my name is Anaya Story. I'm the co-chair of the Oakland Youth Commission, also a senior in OUSD. And I just want to take a moment to call out the hypocrisy of the school district. You guys claim to be students first, and I don't see how closing down schools, especially of our impacted students. As you see, we got kindergartners on here, elementary students on here saying how much they love school, and for y'all to just close them down, especially right now during the midst of a pandemic, you got people out of work. They said you got single families who have multiple children who are, by closing down these schools, they'll no longer have accessible education. I'd also like to point out how some of the board directors were saying that you can't please anyone, and you're right, we can't please anyone, but this isn't about pleasing some board directors, this is about pleasing an entire community. And so also I'd just like to call out the order of the agenda. How are we not gonna have public comment after listening to the amendments? I feel like that's an issue that needs to be addressed and talked about as well. We have board directors saying you don't feel our, that you feel our pain, and the truth is you don't feel our pain. You're not a student. You can't make decisions about us without us. You don't feel the pain. You're not in school. And you're also saying that you see schools, smaller schools, 300 to 400 students that have the support that you want to bring. I don't see how you can bring the support by closing schools. And those schools who have that support, what kind of students are going there? What kind of students are going there? We know the answer. We know which types of students are going there. And what you're saying that you're trying to bring to those students by closing down those schools, this is not the solution. I'm sorry, it's not. And if this is something that we need to continue to discuss, you want to continue discussing closing schools, now is not the time to do it. You need to postpone this. Thank you.
No cierren la escuela. Yo siempre quiero tener la escuela para siempre, de todo día.
Yes, my son Luis, he's not able to talk, but I would like to say it's not fair. Why would you close the schools for low-income family? Why you just don't close the ones that they have money so they can move on? Why they always take it on us, the low-income families? Please be mindful and think about it. Why would you do something like that? It's hurting our families, our children, our community, and we are low-income families. So shame on you if you agree. And the one that speaks Spanish, estoy muy avergonzada de que seas hispana y estés en ese lugar que te pusimos nosotros.
Good evening, school board members. My name is Rochelle Berdan. I am an OUSD student, and I'm here today to stand in solidarity with our community who are against these school closures. Closing down these schools that are predominantly serving Black students will significantly affect these students and families' lives. You are pushing out Black and Brown students that deserve to be in their schools. We're still in a pandemic, which is hard enough to navigate, but pushing these kids and families into a position that not many can adjust to is not okay, and it will never be okay. Students' mental health matters. It matters more than money. If you truly care about students' mental health, then prioritize their well-being over money. Prioritize these relationships and connections that make them feel safe, that make them feel like they belong. They belong in their schools with their friends and with the teachers that they've built connections with. These students, these families should never have to beg for you all to care about them the way you all promised you would. This community voted you into these positions of power because they had faith in you all to make the decisions that benefit and represent them. But these school closures do the complete opposite. These students, these communities and connections matter. These connections matter. They will always matter more than the money. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Satya Samudio and I'm a junior at Oakland Tech. And I'm strongly in opposition of these school closures. As our representatives, it's your responsibility to represent the voices that elected you. Obviously, you have an overwhelming amount of community voices who are asking you to not close these schools and side with us. Also, it's important for you all to know that just yesterday alone, me and some other students petitioned and got over 800 signatures from Oakland Tech students urging you to vote no on this proposal. We know that these closures won't come close to fixing the financial issues we're facing. The community is educated. We know we don't want these school closures, and it's honestly patronizing that you believe that you know better than the community. Please let our voices be heard and follow the OUSD community members' lead on this decision. That's your job. Thank you.